Well, let's now get expert insight into these topics. I'm joined by oil and gas expert Olabode Sowunmi. Mr. Sowunmi, thank you for joining us on the news. Now, given Aliko Dangote's statements doubting the viability of Nigeria's state-owned refineries after over $18 billion in investment, and former President Olusegun Obasanjo, I meant to say, similar warnings dating back years. Now, I would like to know your view on this. Do you think these facilities still technically and economically salvageable, or are we chasing sunk costs?
Okay, thank you for your question. I think to everybody who is not a direct player, and I mean by direct player, not part of the NNPC and not part of managing the refinery, every information that we get is third-party information. To the extent that they've been investing money and it appears not to be working, that can be a conclusion. However, for us to reach a conclusion that is based on knowledge, we need to have access to the report on the state of those refineries. Because, you see, at the end of the day, the refinery as a plant is a machine, a big, complex machine, but it's still just one machine. And what is key to note is that if you have a dishonest manager, just like you have a dishonest mechanic, you can have a small problem which may just be plugs. And if it doesn't do it well, the car will continue jacking to the extent that you may sell the car, not knowing that it was just, you just needed to change the plugs to arrive at that. So it is quick, it is easy for those who are competitors, for those who stand to gain, to just advise that the refineries be sold. But I would think it is important that the report on the state of the refineries be made public. And from there, because even if they're going to sell it, whoever is going to buy it, it still needs information on the state of the refineries. And from there, informed decisions can be arrived at. And those are my views on the matter.
All right, now, Mr. Sowunmi, the CEO of NNPCL Limited, that Bayo Julari, has also admitted that revamping these old refineries has become a bit more complicated than expected. He cited failed technologies and aging infrastructure, and also hinted that a sale is now on the table. Now, from an industry standpoint, do you think Nigeria should be reviewing its entire downstream strategy and then possibly shifting towards full privatization or modular refining instead?
So I think the downstream sector is quite mature. I mean, I haven't been around for a number of years, close to 7 decades and all that. The issue is that the refinery, which for a significant point of view or time had been in the hands of the NNPC, is what is being challenged. The refineries of NNPC do not really define what is, they do not really define what is the downstream sector policy. The policy in terms of how the downstream sector will play is outlined within the tenets of the PIA. And most of it tends towards private participation. That's the reason why Dangote is able to obtain a license and be a participant in the first place. What I think should happen is that there should be open, transparent information and decision-making before the privatization is done, so that the refineries are not just sold as scrap to friends and cronies. I think that is important that Nigerians put their foot on ground and the NGOs and those who are related shout to the rooftop so that these things the refineries, which are national assets, don't just disappear like that. Those would be my views on that.
Well, oil and gas expert Olabode Sowunmi, thank you for your time. It's always a pleasure having you on the news.